Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, viewers. Welcome to the next installment of the Youth Academy Challenge Save with Whitby Town. We have the Youth Intake Day today. Full transparency, this is the third time I attended this recording. The first two times, I forgot to plug in my microphone, and then there was like some technical issues with the screen went white for some reason. So fingers crossed it works. Today we also have a special guest today. Say hi.
Hi.
There we go. We have my girlfriends here to review the players. I have seen them, most of them. Oh look, I can't remember them. I offer the contracts to the players we want to keep, so it kind of gives you the idea of these three, how good or bad they may be. So let's start with Rocco Fairbairn. How would you say his name?
Fairbairn.
Okay. Well, we don't have to focus that much on his name because he's pretty tragic. As wingers go, he's tall, which would help him this year, but he is inconsistent, unambitious, and all-round smelly. Next, Savias Maitidis. If you were to guess his nationality, what would you say he is?
Say English.
No, what do you think is his second nationality?
Greek.
See, that's what I thought. He's actually Cypriot. He's from Cyprus, which, yeah, I don't know if the Cypriots and Greeks like each other, if that's an offensive comment, but he does have that name. But he won't be causing any problems in the future because he is also pretty bad. As things go, 2.5 stars potential as well is pretty shambolic. 12 penalties taken there, so you can take a good penalty, I suppose, or Sivias. Will Simpson is the last player who did not get a contract. Maybe it's a bit harsh, but 2.5 stars potential, I feel like it's just a waste. He is consistent, I suppose. Yeah, off the ball's pretty good. And yeah, that's Will Simpson. Lots of players that made it, so they have maybe a bit more about them. Daryl Hebda. Have you seen Daryl spell like this?
No.
I've never seen this spell of Daryl before. But yeah, why did I offer him a contract? That's a good question. He's got good passing, good vision and passing, I guess. Yeah. Also, if you want to pause and have a look at the players, maybe you see something that we don't, and you want to leave a comment, and maybe we can sign them again or change the development, and yeah, we'll see what we can do if you leave a comment giving us suggestions. That's Daryl Hebda. He did get signed. We'll see if he ever develops. Yeah, he's okay. Andrew White is 6'5", a pretty big boy. He can play striker and central attacking midfielder, and I think he's more of a central attacking midfielder. I mean, like a central midfielder. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean,
He's got good tackling, good passing, terrible vision, which probably might hold him back.
yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, for strike, as a striker, I guess he could be a good striker, 9 composure, 9 finishing to start off with. It's not terrible. Off the ball's pretty poor, but yeah, we'll see. The 6'5", Andrew White. Next is Jalton John Baptiste from the Dominican Republic. You know, I'm Dominic. He's from Dominica. It could work. It's a good connection. However, he's mid-tier full player, if I could be honest about old Dalton Geno Baptiste. Do you see any standout attributes?
Work rate.
Yeah, and I suppose the team looks okay. He's got a bit of flair of him, Dominican flair, from Dalton Geno Baptiste. Georgie Greenway, that's a very good name. He's your, like, I would say maybe even a below average winger with pretty low pace, good crossing, off the ball's okay, dribbling is below average for a winger, I would say. And it's just, yeah, even his personality is just balanced. He's just a very, like, yeah, well put. Next, Stephen Thomas, a central defender, 5'10" as a centre back. He's not gonna make 11 jump and reach is not too terrible. 12 tackling's nice. Oh yeah, very determined, driven personality. That will help him. Although I don't think he's going to be a centre back. I don't think. Maybe a ball in midfielder. I could see him doing that. He's got good tackling, I suppose, and he's determined, so he will get stuck in. No traits and a good personality. I mean, Stephen Thomas will always be a welcome addition to our youth academy. Connor Swanson, a Scotsman. He's good defensively. 11 positioning, 14 tackling, 9 marking. That's pretty good. Yeah. Apart from that, yeah, he's 6'1", big stature. 3 strength is, you could probably
Wow.
you give him a go when it comes to an arm wrestle. Yeah, yeah, he's a interesting centre back first for sure. Not very physical, but good defensively. Next is Andrew Farquhar-Harson. That's a tough name. Instantly, what jumps out is 15 pace. That's very good. He's 6'2", which is also very good. However, do you see one stamina?
Jesus.
And arrives late in opponent's box. I imagine that's because he runs 10 meters, gets tired, needs a breather, and then there's just that short bursts of acceleration and pace. And he gets tired instantly, and that's why he arrives late into the box. Technique is good, flair is good. He's mentally is pretty.
A lot of reds.
Yeah, a lot of reds mentally is pretty bad. Yeah. Decisions, concentration, determination. Yeah, no, Farquharson, I reckon he'll destroy like the youth games, the non-competitive aspect, because he's so quick and big. But he'll, apologies, he'll never make it to the senior level. Andros Bufton, midfielder, winger. A lot of whites, a lot of like well-rounded. I would say he is, not a lot of reds. Only weaknesses, I suppose, are penalty taking, long throws, long shots, and free kick taking. He's not a set piece specialist, and that's fine. He doesn't need to be that. 4-star potential is but do we think he might be more successful in the middle of the pitch with 7 pace and 7 acceleration? And ambitious personality, injury prone as well. That's the worst thing you can see is injury proneness. But his technicals otherwise are pretty well rounded with 10 first touch, 8 dribbling, 7 passing. He needs a lot of work to be a central midfielder, but I don't think he'll ever be good on the wing. With his pace, he gets the crowd going, I suppose, which is something, and he's consistent in his performances, so hopefully he's consistently good rather than consistently bad. Next, Jensen Godbear. That's an interesting name. Another winger / central midfielder. Ooh, 13 pace, 11 acceleration. He's pretty quick. 6 foot. That's I'll say the perfect height for a footballer is 6 foot. Because you can still be agile and quick, and at the same time strong and airly competent. Although he's not really great in the air with 8 jump and reach, 7 heading as well. Good determination. Ambitious personality is very strange with such high determination, I'll say. Technically well-rounded. Only technical that he's like technical stat. Yeah, can't take a throw in. That's fine. He doesn't need to take a throw in. I think he's a very well-rounded player. Even at like 16, if he only had 5-star potential, I think he'll be class. Works really hard for the team. You'll have to see that. Good stamina 8. Strength is 5. I like Jensen Godbeer. I think he could be a really good, well-rounded midfielder for us in the future, if he develops, that is, of course. And now to the elite talents. We have 4, which means our team's getting better, or this youth intake was just really, really bad, and none of these players could be counted as elite. I would like to think the first option's the right one, that we're getting so good now. We are first in League One, which is also amazing. The third season, if it's good, it's not really a curse. What's like a third season charm, I suppose. Anyways, Michael Roberts, the Welsh left back. As a left back. No, he doesn't. He's a very brave man. I think he's very brave to pursue football with these attributes. Injury proneness, that's bad. Low consistency, that's bad. Pace is below average for a fullback, but not terrible. 6'1's good. He stands in the right places with good positioning. He makes a good decision. Marking and tackling is a bit. Could he be a future left back for us? Maybe with a loan move to Wales or a lower English league team. Help him develop. Low determination is very annoying as well. With 4, not a leader, very shy boy. A bit like yourself on the full pitch. No leadership, but does the job. Well, hopefully Michael Roberts could be that player. Up next, Dean Murray. So the best player is Rion Asplin, so we'll leave him till last. Dean Murray, defensive midfielder. Oh, 15 tackling. That's good. Dean Murray with 15 tackling. I think that's heading of 12 at 5'8". That's very interesting. Long shot of 11 is also quite exciting. Physicals are pretty poor to start off with. Nothing else really jumps out except for that tackling. Technique's good. Could it be a Kante? Maybe, well, no, he's not a Kante with 5 stamina. He's like a very tired, elderly Kante, I would say. Who can take a long shot as well. I mean, he could be a good player, a very exciting player. 15 tackling is very rare to see. Definitely a ball-winning midfielder. I'm excited by him, Dean Murray. Definitely someone we haven't had come through the academy so far. Yeah, definitely one to look out for, Dean Murray. Next, Dean Wild. Many Deans in our youth academy this year. Dean Wild, the goalkeeper. 6'4". That's good. 5-star potential is always good. Injury prone and inconsistent. That's bad. Tries to play away our trouble. Gets crowd going. Interesting. What's his passing 7 and 1 vision. We have a blind man in goal. One-eye Dean is in goal. 15 reflexes jumps out at you, I suppose. That's pretty good. Quite a leader. Very aggressive goalkeeper. Oliver Kahn.
Ball first touch.
Oh, Kahn. Yeah.
Pass the ball back to him.
Yeah,
Pressure.
yeah, bad first touch. I didn't even see that. Flair of 3, we're not expecting any around the world or anything like that from him. But I think his goalkeeping stats are, I would say they're pretty well rounded. If we compare him to the Zimbabwean Amadou, the GOAT, he's more well rounded. It's just Amadou is really good at some stuff and then really bad at the other stuff. Yeah, I mean, Dean Wild will definitely be a future first team goalkeeper by the looks of it. And our best till last, hopefully, fingers crossed, Rion Asplin, winger / striker, so expecting the pacey player. Okay. Inconsistent is the first thing that I saw. Then acceleration 15, pace 11 is not too terrible. Gets crowd going, a lot of that in the youth academy, but I like that. I think that will work well for our team to get the crowd going. Shoots with power, so he's got strong king, old Rio Asplin. 8 finishing, I guess that might help him in front of goal if he just smashes it. Dribbling of 10, 13 crossing, 11 first touch. 6 foot is good. 66 kg is very, very skinny, anorexic nearly. Very lanky player, Rio Asplin. Off the ball's okay. Composure's a bit low, finishing a bit low for a striker. Maybe he is a winger. 13 crossing, 10 corners. He's a bit of a set piece specialist as well, except for his penalties. But we don't talk about that. Unambitious personality is annoying. He is not as good as Aguado from the last intake, who was obviously the standout Swiss striker. He's not going to instantly go to the first team. Maybe a couple years in the youth academy. He's 15, so he's got extra time to develop. But yeah, not a standout great player. Nothing really to wow you. I guess he has a lot of work. Hopefully he is a player that does develop and he does improve. But yeah, thank you for being here for the Youth Academy section.
Thank you for having me.
For your great analysis. And yeah, I'll see you in the next section of the video.
Bye.
Bye. And now for the season review section of the video. We did win the league, as you can see with this lovely trophy at the bottom here. The 2034-35 season has been a great success. If you can hear noises in the background, it's my girlfriend walking around or watching TikTok, so do forgive me, but I can't get rid of her. So yeah. Yeah, the third season charm is in full effect. I don't think it will happen in the championship. I'll be very surprised, impressed. I'll be surprised if we survived the championship in the first season. We did do pretty well. I mean, it came down to the final day. No, actually, Rotherham lost 2 in a row in the end, but we had the stinky end to the season ourselves. You can see on the right, we did lose we did 2 losses. Yeah, so we lost 5 of the final 10. But yeah, we were still the top goal scorers. I guess the defense has improved a little bit this season, and yeah, it gave us a little push that we needed. So biggest win 5-1. O'Keefe did shine in that match, and so did Ian Waters. The partnership of dreams, carrying our club. Ian Waters actually deserves probably a new contract, because O'Keefe got one, so I feel like it'd be only fair for Ian to get one as well. Match to remember: a 2-2 draw against Chesterfield. Why? I don't know. And then goal of the season is actually Jermaine Tansey, a blast from the past. So let's see his goal of the season and how did it look. So it was the 45 plus 1, or just... Yes, it would be. Oops, clicking on the wrong things. 45 plus 1. Let's see, I didn't read the description. I probably forgot this goal. John Paul Gascoigne scored against us for Hull. Yeah, let's see. Ball goes over the top. Nice touch. If he bends it far corner, that'd be very impressive. He did. Okay, I did forget this goal actually, but yeah, it's not the craziest goals of the season I've ever seen, but it's quite a nice goal. Yeah, 3.5 stars reputation now. We did get into the championship, which is lovely. We signed a new sponsorship deal worth 276k, which I am very pleased about. Sponsorship money has increased. No crazy cup runs. Non-domestic sales of 0 this season for some reason, although we sold some last year, but apparently this year none of international fans wanted a shirt. I suppose we did sell a couple players maybe that offended it. Despite winning the league, we only did get one Sky B League 1 Manager of the Month for December. Player of the season is Patrick Amadou. I don't know why, but goalkeepers, maybe it's just our goalkeepers carry so hard that they get player of the seasons. But Amadou did get it again, second year in a row. O'Keefe, one youngest player, got the season was Jermaine Tansey. Top goal scorer O'Keefe at 15 in all comps is very nice. Most assists Trenary, which is that's always nice to see. O'Keefe, most man of matches, highest rating 6.9 again, and Dougie the most passes per match. Emil Hanzi's still extending his appearance for the club, and he'll be actually playing in Championship, which is so nice to see. Most league goals by player Jermaine Tansey extends his goal tally of 135 goals, and Alberto Aguado actually got the fastest goal in our club's history at 16 seconds. Is not too bad. I wish you could click on it and have a look. I'll try find it and maybe put it at the end of the video, although I didn't get any feedback on if you guys like the highlights at the end of the video, so do let me know. We'll see if there's any at the end to put of this video. And now for the past positions to see, and schedule and all that stuff, and actual fixtures, see what's what. We were pretty much top of the league the whole season. I thought when we fell off here, I thought, okay, probably playoffs. But now we bounced back with a 3-2 win against Barnsley, and then we just kept on grinding out results. A low fall off against Rotherham, who did finish second in the league, I believe. Oh yeah, they did. Second in the league, they finished. Yeah, they are my main competitors, and they did actually beat us. But then until the end of the season, after the little blip, we bounced back against Exeter with a 5-1 thumping of Exeter City, and we just managed to stay top of the league, which is a very convincing league win, which does give me some inkling of hope for next season, that we dominated League One so hard that maybe that means the Championship could be, like, we could survive. But the Championship, I in my experience, is the hardest league, probably after the Vara National League. I would say the Championship is second. There's Premier League clubs coming in and out, and yeah, I think we might be in the Championship for a long while, to say the least. And then if we actually look at the schedules, we can flick through the competitions this season. So the FA Cup, 4-1 against Gillingham. We love playing them in the cups. Swindon we beat, although we needed a replay, and then we got thumped 6-0 by Man United, which probably shows that we're not ready for the Premier League. I mean, I wouldn't even dream of actually being a Premier League club at this stage. What other cups? Carabao Cup, we lost in the first round against Blackburn, which was just amazing. And then the Papa John's Trophy, our last season, hopefully participating in this trophy. We did get to the quarterfinals, beat by Barnsley, and they beat us in the... Was it the... no, that was Blackburn, my bad. But yeah, Barnsley did beat us in the quarterfinals, which, it's fine. They can have it, to be honest. And then the Sky B League 1 fixtures, you can see. I'll flick through them real quick. How it looked. A lot of greens, a lot of wins we did manage to achieve, until we get to the end of the season, where I thought the bottle is on. I thought we were going to bowl the league. Portsmouth beat us, then Rotherham beat us. We bounced back, 2 draws, and then a very shaky end to the season. 2-0 against losses against Nottingham, Peterborough. Oxford beat us 4-1, Swansea beat us 1-0, we drew to Plymouth, and then on the final day, we managed to lose to MK Dons, but by then the title was sealed due to Rotherham, I believe, losing their games. So yeah, that saved us. Now for a more exciting part of the video, we have the transfer. See who went out and who got sold. So we did actually make £78,000 in sales. So first of all, Tom Clark went out on loan. I don't think we got any money for him. Developed actually quite decently. Lucas Haller, I actually like him a lot. I think he could be a decent centre-back, 6 foot. He needed a loan, and yeah, he developed very, very nicely. I think one more loan out in Germany maybe, or in England if he feels like staying here. Whoever comes in for him next season, I think, yeah, Lucas Haller could be a potential, definitely a squad player at the very least. Alan Stanton, loaned out, did have a bit of development. He's got good potential, Alan Stanton, but I'll have to have a more in-depth look into him. But he doesn't look too shabby. Thomas Price joined Stanton at Grantham. Did have a nice development actually. Maybe we could try sell him in the summer to Grantham or someone who might want him. It's the 3-star potential for me that like really holds a lot of these players back. Is the lack of potential, where it doesn't feel worth trying to sell them. Now for money, we did loan out Matty Pap, 3.2k a year we got from loaning him out. He actually regressed as a footballer, which is a bad sign. 2.5 stars potential. 2.5 stars potential. He say the stars indicate he might not actually improve beyond this point. So for me at 19, I think Matty Pap is probably going to get released. We'll try sell him before he comes back from loan and gets released for free, but I don't think anyone will come for him. Barry Gorman, same story, regression at Bath, which is a bit of a shame. Alvaro Navarro actually got loaned out this season to Scunthorpe, but they weren't playing him, and I was afraid to stunt his development because I am a big fan of Alvaro Navarro. So I actually recalled him. We gave him 15 games. He repaid us with 3 goals and 6 assists, which I'm very pleased about. And then yeah, he had a couple of appearances at Scunthorpe, but nothing major to write home about. And yeah, he did actually improve the season for us, which I'm very pleased about. Wilberforce did get loaned out again. I think it's his last season. He did improve a little bit at where did he go to? South Shields. Again, no potential in him, so yeah, I was just happy to get the 3.4k for him. Chris Reed doesn't look too bad. 4-star potential, nice physicals. I'll probably maybe one more loan and maybe a sale, depending if we can get lucky in selling him. But yeah, he doesn't actually look too terrible. Henry Torre, he did develop very nicely, which is actually weird because he still doesn't look exceptionally like good as a fullback. I mean, team looks nice, but yeah, maybe if League want him, they developed him nicely. Maybe he can go back there for some money. Nicky Crilly, 4 stars. Also, some development near the end of his spell, which is nice. Physicals look well-rounded. If we maybe have a deeper look into him, because he doesn't actually look too terrible, could be a decent rotation option. Actually, Nicky Crilly, looking at him quite briefly. James Bowden. Massive regression from him for some reason. Just yeah, bad time at Radcliffe. 36 appearances, but apparently not good enough. He's not a developer, which is a shame. Jason Richards, high potential. Development was a bit of a roller coaster, up and down. Probably one more loan. See how he does. He's 18 now, so we'll see. Ryan Kearney did get on loan. He's got more of like steps. He went up, then down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But overall, the trajectory was positive. His potential is not immense, so maybe it's time to try sell him. He looks pretty like he'll do a good job for someone in the National League. He actually did help Dulwich Hamlet get promoted. I did get an email about that, which is lovely to see that our players are helping others. Pete Douglas used to be like he was selected to be a future star. 4-star potential only now. not championship quality. Doesn't look terrible. Regression overall at Warsaw actually. Just I feel like where are they now? In Sky Blue League 2, he had a loan and he played 40 games for them in Sky Blue League 2. Maybe another loan because he doesn't look too terrible, and it'll be a shame to just release him on a free. Kwame regressed at Dagenham Redbridge. Probably another sale or loan or sell another year. Snabjorn Sigurd Karlsson actually developed. He looks nicer now. He looks well-rounded, and a lot of versatility he can offer to the team. Yeah, he played again for Dulwich Hamlet, helped him get promoted. Dulwich Hamlet should probably send us a thank you letter for giving them all those players who played the majority of the season, helping them achieve promotion. And Snabjorn Sigurd Karlsson definitely looks like a player who will get an extension. Charlie Greenfield, a lot of loans this year to go through. Regressed on a whole, and it's a shame because I do like him. I think he's got a good foundation, but he's just not picking up. Maybe another loan. Maybe he gets released. Contract is up, and he's not really, took the world to light. Now a player that some of us will be sad to see, me included, in that. Grouping. Jacek Zaya did actually go to Legia. He did get an offer last season or 2 seasons ago for him. I wasn't ready to let go. They did offer more money back then. They offered, I think, up to 50k, so double the money. But I wanted to keep him for a bit longer. He earns nearly 6k a year, so I guess it was a good move for Jacek Zaya in the end, as he's earning big money. He's played 29 games, scoring 7 goals in the league, 2 assists. I'm glad that he's actually a big player in mainland Europe, and he is getting paid big money, and hopefully he'll have a successful career out there. And he got us some money for him, so yeah, maybe we should have sold him 2 years ago, or whenever the offer came. Maybe it was last year, I can't remember now. But yeah, Lorca Nugent, again out on loan for the god knows how many what time for now, 20 years old. I still want him to be better, but he doesn't look terrible. That's the thing, he does actually keep improving on loan. Maybe now is the time. He's not got any value. Maybe it is time to let him go. Maybe that time has come. And another sale actually are Nigerian Roberto Carlos, for those of you who remember that video where we actually got him. He was a 4-star rated player in the youth academy at the time. 232 appearances for the club. He was unfortunately a player that didn't develop for some reason, never kicked on. Yeah, he doesn't look too hot as a fullback. I couldn't believe how long he actually was here for without developing with these stats. But yeah, now he plays for Haaland FC, who are in the Nigerian 2nd division. So good luck to Ali Adeyemi. His brother Daniel is still at the club, so that's always nice that his legacy kind of lives on through his brother, and we'll never forget the excitement he gave us while being a 4-star rated fullback. And Jermaine Frankinson was also loaned out. He's a Jamaican now player, declared for Jamaica. Did actually give him a game in the Papa John's Trophy, I think. And then yeah, I thought he was really good. He turned 17. Alone could do him nicely, and he did actually improve until May. People always drop off near May because they don't train as hard. The season's over and whatnot. But yeah, it was actually probably a productive loan for him. And that's all the loans and transfers that we had this season. If you wanted to have a pause and look through them more in depth, feel free. But yeah, those were the transfers. So our youth team, their section now, they'd won the league for the 5th time in a row. I believe we still can't get them promoted to like playing against better teams, but they won it again quite comfortably. Nearly an undefeated season, scoring 107 goals is pretty crazy. If we have a flick for the players, see how they're doing, how they're developing. If you have a player you want to see again, as I always say, feel free to pause and look at them in your own speed. I'll just flick through them. Because we had a lot of transfers, and I don't want this video to be over an hour long, so I'll just flick through it at a moderate pace without really stopping to talk about anyone. I've had a bit of a look myself before I started recording to see who's developing well, who should get promoted to the first team. So maybe we'll see a couple faces getting probably loaned out or there's like 2 players on the cusp maybe of getting promoted. Depending if we can make any transfers and sales, there's a couple players in the first team when we spend a bit more time looking at them, who I think maybe it's time to shift them on to greener pastures elsewhere, and hopefully for some sort of money. We did have a suggestion from a commenter to give Hollian a chance. I did. I don't know why he's not coming up. He played in a Papa John's Trophy, and I think we won the game, so it wasn't too bad after all. I don't know why. Why would it say that he didn't play? I don't understand. He didn't play all the games for the youth team. 30 appearances, 37 conceded. So yeah, that's pretty concerning if he's meant to be a future first teamer. But Højlund did get a chance, as the commenter requested. And yeah, that was the under 18s. If you care enough to pause and have a look. Now flicking through the first teamers, Emil Handyside still here. Still actually getting a good amount of game time, 21 appearances. It's his versatility that actually is providing to be very useful, and the reason why he's still actually getting game time. The championship may be too big of a step for him. Jose Hurtado had a bit of an improvement and a regression. He's pretty much fulfilled his potential. It's very rare a player will actually improve at this stage. He's 22 years old. I like him so much. I struggle to get rid of him. Yeah, but he probably objectively you could say he's one that needs shipping. I suppose Jacquino Sumba could be another one in that boat, but he's here from the first youth intake. So Jermaine Tansey, scoring 7 goals in League One, 12 appearances. You can't hate it. Alfie Jones did actually get promoted to the first team after his loans. I was also very demeaning of his tackling and strength. I thought they went down, but he actually did improve in those aspects. If we look at his progress, attributes changed since all time. His tackling actually stayed the same, but his strength has gone up by 2. He regressed in work rate and teamwork for some reason. His free kick taking and finishing took a hit, but that's because he's not playing fullback no more. I suppose, maybe? Not too sure. Taryn McFadden also promoted. Well, he's been playing first team football for a couple seasons now. He's also pretty much hit his potential, which a lot of other players are doing, which is very concerning. He is a decent squad player for us, but if he's not going to improve, is it time to sell him? He's only 22 years old. Kieran McGrath is definitely a player I'm looking to sell on. I did try, no one wanted him. I'll try again for the 157th time. But yeah, he's opting out of his contract at the end. It's a shame. There was minimal progression from him. He's pretty much hit his potential now. So yeah, McGrath, one of the strikers that was meant to be the one, is unfortunately getting released. But do not fear, not fret. Alvaro Navarro did break into the first team this season. 17 acceleration, 13 pace is a pleasure. 5 finishing did not stop him from scoring 3 goals. XG of 1.7, so he's more clinical in front of goal than the game gives him credit for, or his attributes would suggest. He's still a bit inconsistent, but that's fine. 5-star potential, 20 years old, Swiss, under 21s international. Yeah, I'm liking him very, very much. He's played a couple games winger and striker, and yeah, he's probably one of my favourite players in the save currently. And probably for the future, he's got great potential, which makes him very, very happy. Ronnie O'Keefe, obviously, the GOAT. Injury proneness is really scaring me. He broke his ankle beginning of the season, and then he tore his abdominal in the final run, which probably hurt us a little bit. But he still looks fantastic. Did get an offer contract extension until 2039. If anyone's going to beat Jermaine Tansey's goal scoring record, it will be Ronnie O'Keefe. Although we are getting to really high levels of football where it'll be hard to score goals, so maybe not. Vincent Adahimbo, he's getting released. Ifeanyi Okori, still 5-star potential, some development, which is nice to see. Gets game time. We'll carry on the legacy from that video, which McGrath and him, he turned out to be the better player. Nathan Richards getting more appearances, 11 goals, 7 only conceded, so there's improvement from that perspective. Daniel Scott, he's getting released. Final season in the club, he probably overstayed his welcome. 1.5-star potential, 1-star player. Didn't cost us a lot of money, and he had a couple appearances when needed. So bye bye Daniel Scott. Alan Tomlinson, starting centre back, and actually can play Segundo Volante as well for us. Looks pretty good. Big fan, 5-star potential future of the back line at our club. Cody Trineri, most assists this season, nice development, very, very, very nice development. 14 dribbling now, 12 crossing, 12 first touch, excites me. You can see he's getting more assists now, overperforming his XG, putting better balls into the box, and better at beating his man, which is, with 18 flair, he is a cool player, definitely to watch. Luca Trineri, his namesake, he plays DM, more of a rotation option, only 14 appearances, but still, I like him. 4-star potential, there's still something in him. Ian Waters, partnership of dreams with O'Keefe up top, 11 goals and 5 assists. Good stuff from him. Definitely a contract extension awaiting him very soon, although 2037, I don't know. Even Wilberforce was on loan. Daniel Adeyemi's brother, yeah, he's been getting game time at centre back and Segundo Volante, DM, offering coverage, good potential still. 21 years old. Despite his current regression near the end of the season, he's been progressing very nicely. Big fan. Alberto Aguado, this guy, come on now, the goal. I think he might be better. I think he will be better than O'Keefe. 28 appearances, 13 goals, 11 this season at 17 years old. The partnership of him and Alvaro Navarro is just made in heaven, man. I'm a big fan. I already offered him another extension. No, I didn't actually, but I probably should get on that. I did, but he only just signed at that time. Then yeah, he looks amazing, and he offers coverage on the wing and striker again. Definitely one to look out for. AJ Allpress, I think, probably scored his last goal at this club. 5 goals this season. He looks like a great poacher, but I just don't think for us. Although mentally he doesn't. I don't know. I look at him and I like it, but we have so much attacking talent. We can't find game time for him. Yeah, I think AJ Allpress is time to go. Amadou still being the goat behind the sticks, although his potential now is near only 3.5 stars, so there's not much left in him that he could give us. Is it time to try sell him and start Richards as the main keeper? I don't know, maybe we should try. Michael Clark, again, another go of the save at the back, solid as always. Big you can't see it, but I'm doing a big thumbs up. Robert Dolan developed like crazy in December and then just stopped, which a bit concerning, but he's got good potential and he's been a good player for us. Dougie, teach me how to Dougie, 5-star potential. Good centre back for us, probably a bit more development needed, but good rotation option 100%. Gabriel Freer, good DM for us, a little bit of development. Click on Dougie by accident there. Ashley Green got a contract extension, good right back development, 4-star potential now. We'll see how that works out, and that was the first team. And now for the miscellaneous stuff that have happened this season. We got promoted to legends. We are held in the highest esteem of the club. Kieran Oggy became a Whitby Town legend, which is great stuff, and I don't know why I love doing thumbs up while recording, and you can't see them anyways, but I'm doing them. Training facility is still below average. I did ask. We have a commenter. If I can try pull up your name real quick. Apologies. Javier Rodriguez. I did ask the club to reduce junior coaching, and they rejected it. Can we actually have a look at that? Board. Yeah, no, okay, you can't see it, but they did reject because they said the club can afford it. We're in a good enough financial state, and they rejected my proposal to reduce that and maybe improve recruitment or facilities again. But now we're a championship club, maybe we can have more income to where it balances out. We can still be in the plus, hopefully, where we're not, the junior coaching expenditure is not that crazy. If you actually have a look in the financials, expenditure, let's have a look. What did we spend the most money on last season? Match day staff wages 314k. Loyalty bonuses, travel costs, VAT, corporation tax. No. Staff wages, non-footballing costs. What would that? Travel cost, loyalty, agent, director, scouting. Would there be like a youth set? Oh, it's youth setup. Okay. No, yeah, I see now. 1.8 million on youth setup, but we do need it. That's the thing. We do need it, and maybe now the championship could help us if we can survive one season in championship and then build on that. Maybe that would be just enough. 683 games played for now as a manager of Whitby Town. Other cool stuff or miscellaneous stuff. I don't know if you find it cool. So yeah, this is actually the first season where we used exclusively youth players. There are no real players left. Mitchell was the last one who left on a free at the end of last season. So this season was fully just youth players, and we managed to win the league. So that's an interesting new dawn at the club. We did actually manage to sign some new staff, so let's have a look at them. I feel like it's important, as they're pretty much like in a normal save you'd be signing players. Signing staff is the equivalent in this save of signing players. It would be, so in the coaching team, our assistant manager Joshua Ashby is still here. I don't know, I can't remember if he's developed. You should be able to see staff development. I think that should be important. Gus Scott Morris is still ahead of youth development. I think he looks pretty good, and probably still the best that we can do. Fitness coach, we did get a new one, Xavier Sweet Ting, I'll call him the Sweet Ting. 12 fitness, I think that's pretty good, and 7 that's pretty bad, but good personality, spirited. So Sweet Ting can stay here. David Lloyd, I think he's been here for a while now, 2029, so yeah, a couple years, 6 years now he's been here. Alan McCormack, he's brand new, but he's looking like a pretty good member of staff. In real life, the Luton under 18s manager, and he's been there since last season, then went to Stoke, and now he's a coach at Whitby in the championship, and he's looking pretty hot. 19 welcome with youngsters and fairly loyal. All good stuff. Big fan of Alan McCormack. Sean Desmore's been here since 2027. How is he looking? Replaceable, I think, is the word that we can use to describe Sean Desmore. And Kellen Allison is looking very, very nice. Very well-rounded coach. Fairly ambitious as well. Love him. Johnny Crooks is our data analyst. Let's have a look for all the stuff. Why not? Chief Doctor, we can't have a look. Sports. Yeah. Head physio is Callum Waters. He's been here for a time. I know he's developed extremely well. 16 physiotherapy now, so that's good to see some development. And we actually have a good physio now that we found in 2024. So he's been here a very long time. Yeah, over to 11 years he's been our physio. And then David Dixon is our sports scientist. There weren't any better ones. Maybe it's time to look for a new one with a sports science. And then for the under 18s, we did actually get some new staff for the under 18s. So David Pratt is the manager. He's got a good personality, that's why I signed him. There's not many good coaches that are willing to coach under 18s football. Yak McCourt, of course, the Yak is here. He's still managing or coaching the under 18s. Balanced personality, 39 years old. Old Yak McCourt has been a bit of a Whitby legend now. Let's see how long we can keep him as an under 18s coach, probably until he dies at the club. Matthew Grant, good working youngsters and a good personality is the only reason he's still in a job. And then we had signed 2 new coaches. Matt Holden's got a bit more about him, 19 working youngsters and a bit more, about him as in terms of coaching attributes, a bit more well-rounded and a bit fuller. And same with Callan Cotmo IV, a very well-rounded coach with 12 welcome youngsters, not too shabby. So I think this would also aid the development of our youth players, and we can afford it. Is there any? I have a post signal that I write down, so I'm just having a look. Rejected downgrade. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, we just received 723k. How's that helping the finances? Minus 700 in the bank. That's fine. yeah, so the stuff about FM24 and 25 has been announced. I could make a more in-depth video if you guys are interested. Do let me know. Essentially, FM24 is going to be the last of its kind, where it's going to be like the past, God knows how long, like past 8 years of Manager, with the old graphics engine. And there's going to be some updates, and they're going to try polish what FM23 was supposed to be, and then FM25 is when it gets exciting. They're using a new Unity graphics engine, and yeah, I'm really excited, and I hope I get to live long enough to see FM25 be released and how it will look and how it'll play. And yeah, women's football is also going to get added, so that's a cool thing I thought I'd mention at the end of the video. I decided we're not going to do the highlights at the end of the video, because I want you guys to see if there's any reaction, if anyone cares. If no one cares, I feel like it's pointless to sit through all the matches and pick out some of the goals. But yeah, if you are interested, do leave a comment, and I'll definitely bring it back. And yeah, I think that's all that's written on my post-it note. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I want to say thank you for being here and making this far if you did. If you made it this far into the video, you clearly enjoyed it to some extent, so please do leave a like and subscribe. Help the channel grow. And 233 subscribers, which is amazing. It's a dream come true. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.